welcome back to another episode of the Deloitte Women's Premier League show. And today we have two more special guests joining us. I'm very excited about this episode because we are joined by the league's current top scorer, Nur Izzati from Lion City Sailors, and also from Albirex we have Xin Yi. Thank you so much, both of y'all, for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Today is going to be a really good episode. But before we get into it, I just want to remind you guys you can get all the highlights on the Deloitte Women's Premier League Facebook page and also the SG Women's Football website. Alright guys, we are at the tail end of the season, so the champion is going to be crowned really soon. So let's just get a bit of an overview of the league so far from our two guests today. Izzati, let's start with you. Firstly, congratulations on being a WPL top scorer at the moment. So 10 goals I believe and counting. So how does it feel, all those goals you've scored? I'm sure you must be thrilled.
Actually, it was really unexpected lah. Because striker is not my position actually. Actually I'm a centre midfield, but I mean, if coach really assign you to play striker, all you have to do is just play your best and try to put the ball into the net as many as you can, so to contribute to the team more. So I feel like I really tried to play my best, and unexpectedly I didn't realize that.
Izzati, you said you're not a natural striker, but are you thinking of converting a position because you look like you're naturally good at scoring goals?
I feel like I'm okay if given an opportunity, or even if I was given to play as a striker. Of course, I cannot be I don't want to play that position. Of course, I have to agree, and I'll tell myself, never mind, let's go. Because I feel like I like challenges. I like new challenges. I mean, of course, I've never played striker, but it's a new challenge for me, so I really need to do my best lah. Yeah.
Fantastic, and of course you can get all the highlights and Izzati's goal on the YouTube page, the SG Women's Football, because it's worth a look. Okay guys, anyway, let's go to Xin Yi now. Fantastic stuff as well from you, with Albirex. How are you enjoying your season so far?
It's been wonderful, and it's a whole new experience for me, as this is my very first WPL.
Wow. So congrats on being a newcomer to the league. So are you enjoying your first season so far?
It's definitely an interesting experience, as it's actually my very first time playing an 11-side game.
Okay.
Since February. So I'm very new to the whole soccer scene, and then I'm great, happy that I'm given this opportunity.
We'll get to your story now because I'd love to know how you got into football, right? But for now, you just want to talk a bit about Sailors. With you, Izzati, they are on course for the WPL title this season, right? So how are you feeling about that?
First and foremost, I just want to take this opportunity to thank our club, SCS, and also our fans for the support towards the women's team, and I'm really grateful and thankful for that. And of course, the sponsor, the Deloitte, who has always having the live stream, the live update, match highlights, and also the weekly magazine. Really, we have never felt this before, never even get this before. So it makes us feel more kind of professional in a way. So I really appreciate. So, and also plus this, with all this, it helps to create awareness for our women's football. And unlike many other people think, right, winning this title has never been easy for us actually. Although we have most of us maybe we have about 12 players, 12 national players in our team, but that doesn't mean that it's actually easy for us, because not only that we need to win, but we also have to try to play a beautiful football to entertain the crowd and also the supporters lah. And since that we have a very short amount of time during the league, because most of us are frequently away for the national duty, we use that short period of time, the time that we have together, to really work harder to train and also to get along with other players. So it's actually quite tough, but I mean, everyone really tried do their best. So I feel like it's paid off lah.
Thanks for sharing that, Izzati, because from the outside watching you guys play, it looks all so easy, it looks like it was an easy journey for you guys. I know it's not, it doesn't always look like how it on the outside, but as you were saying about the Sailors fans, they're not very easy to please, are they? So I hope that you guys are watching this and appreciative of what the women's team do as well for you guys. And you know, another team that's in the SPL as well is actually Albirex. And I wanted to know, since it's your first season at Albirex, what do you enjoy about playing at the club? You know, is there anything specifically that, you know, really stands out to you? The culture, maybe your teammates?
Yeah, definitely. I am enjoying the club. It's actually quite shocking for me that I actually got in since I just started. And yeah, when recently we have quite a few new players coming in, which was Kitahara, and we have Lawrence from Wales too. Yeah, it's actually very fun talking to them. So it's normally me and Kana would start off with some simple conversation, but as the conversation progresses, we need to start whipping out our phone on the Google Translator. Yeah. So yeah, it's very nice having them coming to Singapore. Yeah.
You know, fantastic, because I heard so much about Kitahara and how she's adapted here. You know, it's not the best place, I would say. I know, for her coming from the J League to play in Singapore, but it's always great to have players like that you can learn from, right? Who has played for Japan national team as well. Okay, you know, this episode is a bit different because we actually got some fans and also viewers to send in their questions, and this one is no different. Izzati's laughing because she knows what's coming. So I'm going to drop some questions from some of our, you know, I would say viewers of the show. And the first question is actually from a Singapore national striker, Iksan Fandi, and he wants to know: would you swap places with Iksan for a day?
As I mentioned, like striker is a new position for me, so I think Iksan, I'm not that good enough yet. Maybe even if you give me 1 year or so, I think not as good as you. But maybe I can play this reverse card where maybe would you like to replace me for a day?
Yeah, Ix, I hope you got your answer there. Maybe she can support you, you know, at VG better, you know. Anyway, another question from JDT Fan Singapore as well. Which WPL team is the toughest opponent you've ever faced? And I'm going to ask you this as well. For yourself?
For me personally, I think it's going to be Tiong Bahru. Like, I feel they are very disciplined in their positioning and also their defending. So it's very tough on our side and also from my side to break through their defensive line, and because they are very compact and always like comment each other, very disciplined lah. So I feel like it's a challenge for me as a striker to really find a way to break through that. So I hope I can break through that.
So Tiong Bahru for you, and what about yourself? Who is the toughest opponent? Do you agree with Izzati?
Yeah. Tiong Bahru is quite a challenging opponent, but the top one I would say would be probably Lion City Sailor for us. Yeah, the players are really young, and I feel like they're really fast. And I had a hard time defending at the back, especially defending, again. So I still remember, and their players are very experienced too. Yeah, so it was a tough game.
Yeah, I mean, for yourself, first season in the league, so you know you have a long way to go. And that's why I want to ask you a bit about how you got into football, because you mentioned as well 11 aside, your first time playing it.
Yeah.
Were you from futsal or did you?
No, actually I joined this grassroots club in about 2020, and it was during the COVID season, so we didn't we couldn't play in like a huge group, so it was more towards passing and dribblings and things like that. And then my friend got me introduced to this Albirex trial, and I was like, okay, why not? Let's try it out. And I wasn't expecting anything, and then and shockingly, I just got in, and it's been a really challenging 6 months when we try to catch up, because everyone around is so experienced. I'm hoping to get there to their level one day.
Yeah, I'm sure, you know, players like Izzati can be your inspiration, as you have a long way to go. I'm sure we'll see you in many years to come, maybe even scoring goals.
Okay, hopefully.
You know, let's go to the highlights now. Of course, we have some matchday highlights from, you know, matchday 13. So let's have a look. have a look now at the results from match day 13. And here are the most updated standings. And of course, you can look forward to some exciting action. Here are the fixtures from this week's WPL. Izzati, everyone remembers you for that goal, the SEA Games screamer. You know, I remember getting up on my seat and screaming my head off when I saw that goal. So I'm sure you trained a lot, you know, in your personal time as well. So I want to ask you, you know, like what kind of sacrifices do you make, you know, to create such a wonder goal like that?
Of course, like training. Of course, you don't train. I mean, like every training I attend, like I always give my best, 100%, and like. I mean, besides the training itself, I do have training outside. Like I try to do extra training, be it on the field or even in the gym. Yeah, to just work on the things that I need to improve on and to get better. About the goal,
yes.
It was actually very shocked and unexpected. Like I didn't expect it to like went into the goal.
Yeah.
Like at the very last second. So when the moment like it went in and then the referee blow a whistle, I was like, oh, okay. It was just, it took me a while to like process it.
Yeah.
But then I feel like without the team efforts and the team hard work during that 90 plus minutes of the game, I won't be able to score and be the player I am today like to be able to score goal, to give me that motivation.
So that goal of yours went viral and I was very excited to see it on social media. But then this is my next question, because you're relatively young, both of you, 22, you know, around that age. So a lot of girls who are watching this, they want to get into football. So can we get a word of advice, maybe from yourself first?
Yeah, I think if girls if they are really interested into getting into soccer, I think they should start early, because personally for me, I didn't have the opportunity to start early, like because my primary, secondary and junior college didn't have a women's soccer team at all. So yeah, that is why I didn't have the chance to start early. Otherwise, soccer is actually a very interesting sport.
Yeah, and like many others who've come on the show, you know, just like you, it's JC, it's always school that has gotten them into sport, right? And for Izzati, I'm sure the girls out there want to know if they want to be the next Izzati or the next Ernie perhaps. What kind of advice would you give to them?
Just don't be shy. Like those who haven't gotten into soccer, like just don't be shy. Just try. Even if your school doesn't have football CCA, there's so many academies out there. You can just Google them or maybe find on our website SG Women's Football, or social media. There's plenty academies out there. So you just try it out and then maybe you have potential, you never know. And then for those who are already in our soccer scene, to the young girls, just stay low, just be humble, and then keep working hard. Yeah.
Stay humble. And speaking of humble, I just want to ask both of you about the support from your family and your friends towards your career in football, right? So for yourself, Izzati, how has that been for you? You know, the support of your family and friends.
My family has been very supportive ever since I started to play football. Yeah, because like for them, like I'm the only girl that played football in our family, like to go this far. So they always been supporting me, watching my game, even like my away game, like overseas game. They will try to find online, watch it, and then of course every game at the end of the game, they always give their feedbacks lah. Of course, there's a negative one, but then like with that negative, they also imply what can be done better. Yeah, so I feel like this kind of support is very nice lah. Like you don't need a good words, you don't need a good compliment, you don't need compliments to keep on to keep you going. But I feel that I need that a bit of negative feedback also feel better also. Yeah.
Wow, I should go into that actually a bit. For yourself, family support.
My same goes for me. My parents are quite supportive as long as I'm doing what I like. Although soccer tend to be quite dangerous, quite prone to injuries. And then my family do catch my soccer games online on YouTube. And then but my family aren't really into soccer, football, and I'm the only girl in my family that plays soccer. So I don't get constructive feedback from them.
They're like, oh, good, they're just like,
they I don't think they pretty much know what's going on, but they're like,
but the support
they
counts, right, for something
definitely.
for you. As players as well, on match day, you want that additional boost. Which brings me to my next question. I mean, how do you all deal, especially as at the national team? You've played, you know, in the national team. I'm sure you've seen some of the criticism. Danielle was on the show as well, and she says that she doesn't read any of the comments. I want to know your thoughts. I'm sure you don't get much bad criticism, but you know, how would you deal, especially at your age, you know, with these kind of things?
Actually, I try to not read them, but there's always like, you just happy, you just want to know what people think about our game. You know, like especially at the end, after every game, although you don't want to read them, but you just, sometimes you just tend to like
curious.
I was just curious, like, what do people think? Like, do we play best? Do we not play best? Yeah, I just want to know, so that, you know, like, as a player, I just want to be better. If they were to say something like, okay, maybe our team need a better structure, or maybe the attacking style, then okay, maybe we can try, or maybe the attacking player need to. So, you know, this kind of thing actually is just to help us. But then, like, of course, all this negative feedback, I try to ignore. Of course, it's affect emotionally. Like, but again, if I want to read it, if I want to check on it, I have to be emotionally stronger. It's very affected.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, right? Being emotionally strong and resilient, not just in football. I think in any area of your life, you just got to be tough. And that's why I always wondered how you all deal. But yeah, the hate is part of it, because as you all know, the haters are usually not the people doing as well as you guys are. So now I've got a question for you before we go. You know, can we get a bit of a message that you can share with fans of the WPL, you know, even maybe Albirex fans?
Okay. Thank you to all of you, especially the Swan Army, White Swans family and friends, for coming down to our games on the weekend evening. And we appreciate your continuous support, and we will do our best.
Yeah, that's the way, vamos. Okay, Izzati, of course, for yourself, a message for all the WPL fans and fans of Singapore football.
Thank you everyone for watching and supporting the LCS, our team, especially to our Sailors fans, Sailors families, and our LCS, for always come down for our every match and always being so supportive, even on the field and also in our social medias. And to everybody else who has watched our Women's Premier League, thank you so much, and please continue to support us.
Yeah, fantastic stuff. Well said, Izzati and Xin Yi as well. Thank you so much, both of you all, for joining me today in the Deloitte Women's Premier League show. It's an honor really to be here with both of you. And you know, I wish you all the best for the rest of the season. And we'll soon know who's going to be crowned the WPL champions. But for now, of course, my name is Ash from Futbolita, and I'll see you guys next time.
Okay, bye-bye.
On behalf of women's football, we would like to send our sincere condolences to the family of the late Football Association of Singapore President, Mr. Lim Kia Tong. He will be greatly missed.